So, we're back here again, eh? Yeah, so, they agreed to not go into a coalition, eh? They're in opposition. Yeah. But, you, on the other hand, you're in a bit of trouble, aren't you? What do you mean? Well, you know the way. I mean, there have been many news reports. Now, usually we'd arrange for these kind of things, but, you know, I mean, wait, didn't you stop it? I've got deals for you. You should have stopped it. Look, man, here's the thing, okay? Our business deals with multiple countries. Okay, we deal with over 200 different countries. So if we had all those politicians who were in our pocket, if we had all of them, whenever they got in a little bit of trouble, helping them out of the trouble by, you know, interfering, well, we'll be spending a whole lot of time on politicians that usually, you know what, you can just replace. And you know what, here's the thing. Let's say this, okay? Let's say we need a contract, a government contract, or we need the government to change some rules. You go ahead, you change those rules, and boom! You change the rules, mate. It doesn't matter. You see, we want you in here, sure, but you've been gone. Is it worth the risks to interfere? Well, you know, I mean, what happens if, you know, somebody decides, well, I want to report on you interfering. Suddenly, that becomes a bigger story. And at the end of the day, well, it looks worse, us interfering. That's like, well, the new politicians that come inside, well, what are they going to do? They're going to be using that as their whole thing. They'll be like, oh, guys, don't you worry. I won't be dealing with these fellas. And sure, they might deal with us, but, you know, they just will be more watchful, you know. They'll be a little bit more wary. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes people will lie ahead and they'll say, oh, I won't take bribes, but they will. But I'm just saying that currently we have most of the rules, well, very much all, actually. All the rules that we need removed or introduced. And we've got, 10 government contracts that are worth $1 billion? Yeah, $1 billion. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is this. We have no issue here. So, you're gone. What do you mean I'm gone? What do you mean? Well, we could just not support you, but I think we need to appear to be, well, more involved. You see, currently we're being accused of corrupting you. We're being accused of paying you, along with others. So, what if we were to, I don't know, make a press announcement saying we were appalled by this, you know, and we do not support him in his actions. You see what I mean? You see them. Well, some people will go, well, you still did that. So, the point is that our benefit is that it benefits us because our brand is restored. People go, oh, look, that corrupt politician, they highlighted he was corrupt. And look, immediately they said, you're out. You know, and that's the way. So you go. Now, obviously, more cheap people realize, well, no, you only did that because, you know, he was, well, free, but he was no longer, he was a tainted source. But, you know, the majority of the population are intelligent enough to realize that. So, yeah, basically, we're going to make a press release that, yeah, so enjoy that. You can't. It'll ruin me. I'm sure it will. But here's the thing. I don't care. You see, the next fella inside will probably be one of yours. You still got a majority. You don't have an election coming up. You simply got a by-election. It's likely that someone from your party will win your seats anyway. That party we're a little bit worried about, well, they need 10 seats. No, they don't. They only need 5. Yeah, well, I mean, how many are currently outside your remit that are being under investigation? Oh, that's quite a lot. Yeah, you know what? I think we might just want to cut ties with your party entirely. You're your competitors. We haven't been dealing with them that much, but, you know, some of their policies are a bit against us, but you know what? I think we can. There's corruption in there. Just be a little bit bad for them. Anyway, goodbye. I'll see myself out. So it's the shocking news that the companies that have a couple of companies have broken ties after the first companies broke ties with this party when they said the politician, the leader of the party, had been taking corruption from them, and they said that they were shocked by this corruption and that they were ashamed to be involved in it. And they were saying basically that they hoped that the man would face the consequences. Now, of course, under the Denea law, politicians who are accused of corruption in the public sphere must have an investigation into said corruption, or they must step down. So the investigation has taken place, and a lot of evidence has turned up. What would you say though to that?
Well, I don't know. I'd say to be honest now that well, really, at the end of the day, it looks to me like this corruption has come, and I'd say it's very bad with the party, because the party has good stuff to it. The party has a good manifesto, and there are some politicians who are really great in the party, and I think it's shameful that these people have come in and ruined all that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I agree with you, but of course you did. You have given support to that party before, and you've given support to these politicians before. You said they're trustworthy.
Yes, that's my point. Like, how if someone like me is not going to know they're trustworthy, all I know is the party are trustworthy, but the politicians, you can never really tell, I guess. But I'd say the issue is now, I'd say to voters in the next election, do vote for his replacement. Because they wouldn't be corrupt, let's say. But the party's good. It just feels I feel very traumatic. It's a very traumatic experience. It's like it's sort of like if you had a child and and one of your fingers had been lopped off, you'd be distraught. I don't know how exactly that works as an analogy, but anyway, so you think it's terrible, do you? Yeah, I know, it's terrible. I knew. Yeah.
So, yeah. So, it's terrible. Looks like we might be having a bit of a discussion with some new party leaders. So, what do you think? Well, I don't know. You'll ring their office. Okay. You still got the old phone, do you? No, I have to replace it. No, it's a Sony something or other right now. It's just it's got the keys, to make sure that it's got more precise. Anyway. Hello, yeah. yeah. So there's been a bit of trouble, has there, eh? There's no need to be cursing, as we all know, all these phone calls are recorded, so. yeah. But I can hear yourself controlling yourself now. Yeah, no, just wondering, possibly if you might want a bit of an interview or just like a little conversation, your leader and yours, that sort of thing. You'll talk to him, will you? That's nice. Well, bye now. So, they're going to have a little chat. I'm sure they're just way better time now. So, now, looks like we're back in the room again, hey? So, did you do this now? What? I wonder now. I've been doing this for years. I've been dealing with these things for years. That company that outed me, as you'd say, that said, yes, I was corrupt. Well, that company, they have not been the first. They've been dealing with over 200 companies. And the question is, how exactly did it come about that you, my first brand new opponent, as soon as you come on the scene, suddenly now I'm outed. The investigation has become, people know everything right now, How did that happen? Well, now,
you checked me for recording equipment. Well, I'm checking you for recording equipment, and well, now that I know you, I'll have a recording as well. Actually, sorry, just 2 seconds. I had to borrow this phone. Just turn off recording now. There we are. Now your recording has just been turned off. So basically, how I know? Well, I had it discovered, and well, now I guess you'd say this evidence has been uncovered, and I think now an interesting thing would be when will be your date of resignation. You know, because when this investigation is complete, they're gonna find a whole lot. Because now that they have evidence of admission from one of those things, this investigation is basically an open and shut case. They're gonna close this, and very soon you're gonna have to ask yourself, well, are you gonna retire or not? What do you think?